Have you ever gotten to the end of a week and thought, how on earth did I get here? Because that's what happened to me this week. When I was setting up to record this pickup video, I just, I was totally exasperated. And this is actually the second time I'm trying to film this because the first time it got so crazily out of hand trying to explain where I got everything that it ended up being a half an hour video. And I can't put that out there. So I'm going to do it differently. I apologize. I'm not going to have a story that goes along with everything. If a story happens to pop into my head, I'll tell it to you. And I really just want to get to one particular story. So we're going to try and make this, well, it's going to cheat a little bit quick. But um, on my last pickup video 2 weeks ago almost now, I told you that it was going to be my last weekly pickup video. And what I meant by that was since I was changing the way I was picking up games, where I was going to focus more on shoot 'em ups and role playing games, and then just pick up, complete box Genesis games and Sega Saturn games when they were really cheap, and Sega CD games, um, and then just a few other games I would really like to have in between there. Anyway, when I was changing that, instead of just picking up everything that I found, I didn't think I was going to be picking up as much stuff. And that worked out really well for one day. And then this happened.
At the CD Game Exchange here before work, they had Burning Force for $1, which is in terrible condition, but it's on my list of shmups that I want to get. And another one for $1, Forgotten Worlds, also in terrible shape, but it's a shooter that I wanted to get, or at least it's on the list of shooters that I have. For $2.50, I got Street Fighter II Special Championship Edition, which I already have, that I'd gotten loose and made my own case for, but this one's complete and in a little bit better condition. I got another copy of Sonic the Hedgehog because I had such a hard time finding one for the Sainted Magnus show. Now, it was also $2.50, and it didn't come with the manual. It came with the manual for Lakers versus Celtics NBA playoffs. But what I got it for is this here. I did not get this when I bought my X-Men that I thought was complete, and see if I can do this without totally destroying it. This is what it is. It is a level guide for X-Men, the first one. And then on the other side is a really cool looking poster in fantastic condition. So I honestly just bought that Sega game so that I could get this poster with the level guide on it. I will happily pay $2.50 for that because it did not come with my X-Men when I bought it. I bought another game that I already have, F-22 Interceptor, but again, this was one that and this one was only $1. It was one that I already had, but I didn't have the manual for it because I had made my own case. So now I've got it complete. I got Ghouls and Ghosts for $5. Complete. Man, that is a cool looking picture on there. And I got a couple of Sega Saturn games. Now the first one I got was Soccer, and it was $2.50. Now I just bought it because it was cheap and I want the case, but it is complete, so I'll probably keep that one in the case. And Croc, Legend of the Gabos, complete for $2.50. So, yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to do any more weekly pickups. Apparently I was lying because there were just too many cool pickups in that one building for me. I got all these games for, what would it be, like $18? $18? No. Yeah, like $18.50 before tax. So, there you go. One more pickup, apparently. This will be my Christmas edition pickup. That guy's going to rob somebody. No, that's wrong. I shouldn't say that.
Now, I had to buy the games that I bought for the reasons that you saw there. And if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bought all that stuff. I'd have probably bought the Croc game, and I'd have probably bought the Ghouls and Ghosts game still, but I wouldn't have bought all of them. And then I went by another day, and then I found this stuff.
All right, I was just in the Kent, Ohio Exchange, and it's a tiny little place, and I didn't expect to find anything. But apparently I was wrong, because it was I don't know, it was a really good stop for me. Found a whole bunch of shoot 'em ups here. The first two here were $5. Got Supernova for the Super Nintendo, and then a bunch of shoot 'em ups for the NES. This first one here is $5, Silver Surfer. Then the rest of these were $2.50. Laser Invasion, Millipede. I'm assuming that's Zanak. I've never actually heard it pronounced. And 1943, which oddly enough was not on my shoot 'em up list, but I got it. Then I picked up a few other games on the way out because the guy, well, practically begged me to look at these other games. I got Advanced Dungeons and Dragons: Heroes of the Lance for $2.50, and actually all of these were $2.50 except for one. Columns 3 complete. Global Gladiators complete. Chuck Rock. Well, you know what? I'll just tell you they're all complete. Midnight Resistance, which I kind of looked on the back and read through the box. It almost looks like a Contra takeoff. And this last one was not $2.50. It's called Beware the Ultimate Evil of Warlock, and I don't know much about it, but I know it is complete. I know it is in good condition, and I know it was $1, so I had to buy that. And then, scarily enough, this is not even all I picked up today. This was just in one stop that I almost didn't stop at. It was recommended to me by my friend Eldon.
And same thing there. You know, I might not have bought all the stuff that I bought there had I known then what I know now. It's one of those things where it continues to snowball. You know, you buy things because they're good deals and you don't want to pass them up, and then later you find more stuff that you feel like you have to buy. And I'm not even going to show you everything that I bought in this video, because I'm not going to show you the stuff in this bag. Well, actually, the stuff in this bag I already showed you. You can see Croc in there. And I'm not going to show you the stuff in this bag. This is more of the stuff that I showed you in the video. I think it is. Let's see. Yeah, there's more of the stuff in the video. Or one of the videos. And I'm not going to really show you this. This is a Super Nintendo, but you'll see that in the video later, and I'll explain a little bit about that. And this here is a Nintendo 64 that I bought at a Goodwill, and it was marked at $7. It's complete, and it has a memory card in the controller. Anyway, I got up to the front, and I forgot to tell you, Trevor, it wasn't $7 because it was 50% off. I got it for $3.50 for a working Nintendo 64 complete with a controller and a memory card. And I'm not going to show you all of these games that I have here because they're just, well, they're boring and it takes too freaking long. I am going to show you that I picked up a complete boxed Sega Saturn, woo, with a bootleg sampler disc. And the reason I picked this up is because it was the right price, which is to say very cheap. But what sold me is when I opened it up, I saw the good condition everything was in, and you know, they kept the instruction paper and the Sega Saturn peripherals thing, and what sold me on it are the Sega Saturn stickers that were still in the box. I was really hoping that I might luck out and it would have the mod chip in it, but it didn't. It did have a new battery in it, though. The system battery looks like it's brand new and it still works. It's still holding a charge. So whoever had this took really good care of it. So yeah, I'm just going to start with stuff that I got in and around Christmas, I guess. Oh man, this is still going to be crazy long. I got Contra off of eBay, and I got it for $13 and change, like $13.60 something. I don't remember what it is, which is not a spectacular deal. It goes for right around 20 bucks around here everywhere I've seen it. So I mean, it's not a great deal, but it's a good deal anyway. What makes it a particularly good deal, though, is that this copy of Contra came with a copy of Super Contra also for that same amount of money, $13.60 some odd cents, I think. Now, I already gave Super Contra to my brother, that's why I'm not showing it to you here, but Contra and Super Contra for $13 and change, awesome. I also got this. It is a Pong system, Wonder Wizard Bullseye. And it is in spectacular shape. When I open the box, everything works. It looks, well, I mean, the box itself doesn't look brand new, but it's in very good shape for the age. The stuff inside the box looks brand new. I mean, it honestly doesn't even look like it's ever been used. The person selling it said they had no idea if it worked or not. I took a chance on it because it looked so clean. So for $10, I got a working Wonder Wizard Bullseye, and it's really cool because I love Pong systems. My friend Eldon bought me Enduro Racer, which I did not have for the Sega Master System. Thank you, Eldon. He got that for $1. Doesn't have the manual, but still in good shape. Now the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you to save time just by console is how I'm going to try and do this. Unless I say otherwise, this stuff came from the exchange, one of them. I went to several different ones this week, and I honestly don't remember anymore what came from where anyway. Some of the stuff I do. Anyway, unless I tell you otherwise, it was either $2.50 or $1. I got Kung Fu Kid for the Master System, which I know was $1, because it's the only Master System game I picked up this week. And then I only picked up 2 loose Genesis cartridges, so I remember these. These were both $2.50, and they are both shoot-'em-ups that I wanted to get. Viewpoint and Phelios. Super Godzilla I remember because I bought it for my son, was $1. Terrible game. Earth Defense Force, another shoot-'em-up that I wanted to get, and I believe Earth Defense Force was $5. And moving along, I'll go through some Nintendo cartridges here. Got Dungeon Magic for $1. Mario Brothers for $2.50, which is a good deal. Around here, the cheapest I've seen it until this one was $10. Goonies 2 for $1. And Kung Fu Heroes with silver stickers for $1. And the last NES game I got was Double Dragon 3. Now, I paid $2.50 for this, which was an absolute steal because I've seen it go anywhere from like $18 in some of the stores around here to the lowest price I've seen recently is $10. And I thought, wow, I'm getting a steal. And I mean, I still did, but the sticker on this was a little white sticker, and it runs right down the front to about here, and then it wraps over the top. And it's the way that all the exchanges except for one put their sticker. Oh, you know what? I have one right here. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean. It's this sticker here, and then it wraps over the top. Now, this is the only exchange around here that does not put their stickers over here. But that sticker that you see there was right here. And I don't know if it'll focus or not, but there is a crack in the cartridge there. And the little tab that holds it together is snapped off. So the cartridge is actually loose there. Now I tested it and it does work, and I suppose I would complain about it, except for the fact that it was $2.50 for Double Dragon 3. And you know what? It works. I know the Classic Game Hunter got a better deal for one that, well actually, I think it was $2.99 he paid. So, screw you, Classic Game Hunter. Yeah, you expected me to say something nice about the Classic Game Hunter, but I didn't. Screw you. I picked up some Sega Genesis games, and they, well, I mean, I picked up a bunch that I'm not going to show you, but the ones that I am going to show you because they're complete and they're going to go in my collection as are Battleship, 688 Attack Sub, Dungeons and Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun, which I believe I paid $8 for, but from everything I can tell, the value of it is much higher than that. And it is complete and actually in pretty decent shape. Uh, this one I picked up today, and I got this from a flea. Actually, I got several things from a flea market, but I'm not showing them all to you. One of them was this one here. Was it this one? Oh, heck. You know what? It doesn't matter. Anyway, I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter for $4. And what makes that a particularly good deal, aside from the fact that it's a good deal, is I almost picked this up twice, two separate times from the same store. For $10, they had this game without the instructions at the Cuyahoga Falls Exchange. I managed to hold out both times, and then it paid off because I ended up getting it in exceptional condition for $4, complete. Awesome. 32X games. I picked up Motocross Championship, complete for $3, and Metalhead, complete for $5. Then I picked up, let's see here, some Sega Saturn games. Basically, if it's $2.50 or less, and these all were, I'm going to buy the games for Sega Saturn. This crappy sports game, and then this crappy sports game, and then this racing game, and let's see here, a game called Crusader No Remorse, and probably the best one of the bunch, Iron Man Man of War in Heavy Metal. And those were all complete, although some of the cases are cracked up a little bit. And for the Sega CD, I picked up Ground Zero Texas complete, with a little crack in the case there. And Starblade complete. Dear God, this is the pickup video from hell. My video sort of stops there, and then I lost audio all the way through. I don't know why, but this is what I said, more or less. I showed you this thing here, and I said, hey, I got a Galaxian handheld arcade, or tabletop arcade, and it's actually pretty cool. I got this at Goodwill for $2. It is not quite as cool as my Coleco Galaxian, and maybe someday I will do a side-by-side comparison of the two to show you the difference. Although this one looks quite a bit like a 1960s lounge chair of some kind. I said that, although I was much funnier in the other take. And then I said, hey, check out this video from a flea market. I pick up a game that I teased in an earlier video from this week, my Retro Gamer's Guide to Collecting Whatever. Here you go.
I am at a flea market, an indoor flea market in Akron, and I just ran across some games here. Donkey Kong Country, Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Earthbound. I'm going to see how much I can get these for, especially for that.
So, I couldn't find the guy that ran that booth. And I picked the stuff up, clutched it to my chest, and walked around the corner where I know he tends to hang out with some guy that has a game or a toy booth, and or game and toy booth. Sure enough, he was there. And I said, hey, how much do you want for this system and games? And he says, $25. Now, all I had in my pocket at the time was $21. And I said, well, I just want... Sorry, I got to dig it out because I was already sorting this stuff while I was editing video before I realized it didn't have any sound. I said, all I really want is this game here. And it's worth more than $21, but all I have is $21. Will you take $21 for this one all by itself? And he said, well, I really wanted to sell it all together and didn't want to separate it and have to piece it out. He says, I know that the games are worth more, you know, those games are worth $15. And I said, well, Donkey Kong Country is worth $15, and A Link to the Past is worth, you know, about $15. I said, but this Earthbound game, I'm not exactly sure how much it's worth.
Flea market, an indoor flea market in Akron, and I just ran across some games here.
What the hell?
Donkey Kong Country,
Oh, my editing program.
Zelda, A
Son of
Link
a...
to the Past, and Earthbound.
Hold on a
Let's
second.
see
You can
how much
see
I
what
can
I'm
get these
doing,
for.
kind of. Let's see, we'll pause that. That's the video I'm going to show you in a second. Wow, this is a total disaster. So anyway, I don't know. I got this for 21 bucks. I'm not even going to tell the story anymore. I offered the guy more for it. He said, no, I want it to go to somebody who will appreciate it because I got it for free. So please, give me $21. You can have the whole thing. So I'm going to give away the Donkey Kong Country and the Zelda game to some people I have in mind. And I'm going to give away the Super Nintendo that I got once I clean it up to someone. I have somebody in mind already. And I'm going to keep Earthbound. So since I got such a good deal on Earthbound, that's what I'm going to do. And I am so tired because it's freaking late at night, and I can't believe how disastrous this video has been. Anyway, if you made it all the way to the end, wow, you're a true